Tripping off a perk, now I'm feeling like I'm on one. Tripping in my crib, she be acting like she on one.
What is good, YSK gang? So, I guess I'm kind of making this video because I remember me in high school, and I was making music out of my mom's house, having to record when she's not there, or whatever. And I remember like not even using FL. I was using this thing called like Soundtrap, I think is what it was called, which is like a website browser like thing where you could record music and put your beats on it or whatever. And then I remember moving to the demo version of FL, and that I couldn't even save my files. Like, I couldn't even save what I was working on. I had to record it all in like one session, and then I would save the song, and I couldn't tweak anything to it. I couldn't like raise the vocals. Like, what I made was what I made. And so that's why a lot of the songs you'll hear in the past, like, the vocals will be lower than the beat or whatever, and I couldn't fix that. And I know that's a lot of what people were telling me in the comments back then. And now I get a lot of comments like, oh, your mixing is really good, like, you found your sound and stuff like that. Obviously, over time, I progressed and I used FL, then I learned how to mix, and it was all really fun. I think the best part of music so far has just been the people that I've met. Shout out to like Manny, Astro, Winner, I don't know, Fatal, Kyrian. They're all super cool people that I've met through music, but I've met some really cool people through aesthetic rap, through the jerk music that I've been doing as well, and I continue to just keep improving my sound and trying to make my songs better and better and better with each one. Music has been very fun to me, and I feel like now that I have been able to mix my sound how I want it, and I listen to the songs and I'm like, dang, this is something that I would want to listen to personally, So it's kind of like that's the music I want to create for y'all, as well as the music I just want to make for myself. And that's kind of why I took that switch from aesthetic rap. With aesthetic rap, it kind of limited my ability to only like being able to rap on certain beats, like this whole genre of like the samples and then a very basic beat just wasn't me. I like the jerk beats. I like hopping on something that makes you just like want to shake your shoulders, you know what I mean? My Exosick account, which is my old music, which is the aesthetic rap and stuff, and that still has 3K. I got multiple songs with 100,000 plays and stuff like that. It's multiple songs like that. It's very cool. Very good time. I mean, I remember being in my dorm room when I first got to college after doing this, all of high school, and then I hit my peak while I was in my freshman year, first semester. I hit my peak, 12K monthly listeners, I believe, and then now I'm in my junior year, trying to pursue a new type of music and a new type of media. I'm trying to, kind of put more of myself out there. I feel like I've always been not an entertainer, but I feel like I've always been a person who could talk for a long time. I feel like I've always been a person who's not uncomfortable in the camera. I'm not shy to be myself, or I'm not shy to act a certain way or anything. I don't think I put on a fake persona as well. So I think that, it's kind of one of these things where I enjoy making content, and so I always have. I used to have a gaming channel named GS Clan. It's fun to say the least. I just can't wait to do more, and more of my friends who want to get into content creation, more of my friends want to make music. Outside of my music friends, some of my friends, I started a group called Thrax Mafia, and we just make music whenever we hang out sometimes, and it's fun. I didn't think that it would take me this far where people are messaging me saying like, oh, I'd love to see a Young Sick How to Mix video, or I'd love to see this or that. It's just kind of cool to have a whole fan base now, with my aesthetic rap, with my jerk rap. Even though my jerk rap isn't that big on Spotify right now, we're working on getting the Spotify numbers back up. It's doing well on Apple Music, it's doing well on Amazon Music, it's doing well on other platforms. I'm just hoping to get the Spotify numbers back up, do that, but we will get into the mixing portion of this.
Alright, so for the mixing portion of this, I'm gonna kind of show you guys what all this is. So let's take all these vocal effects off. Okay, so the first one is auto-tune. So auto-tune, I always throw this on. I use Auto-Tune Artist. 50 tracking. We got the third at 100. The key is C minor. Not all the time, obviously, depending on what the key is of the beat and stuff like that. But for this beat, it's C sharp minor. I keep the retune speed at about like 0 to 4. You can kind of play around with the retune, the flex tune, the humanize, the natural vibrato, and kind of look up videos on how to like tweak that. But yeah, I usually keep my shit on low male or alto tenor if I'm singing. Then we got the limiter. The limiter cuts out a lot of the background noise. But let me just give it a second. You guys see that background noise? Yeah. So when you do this, it makes it absolutely quiet. So yeah. And that's why I add that. Then we got the EQs. These EQs, you just don't want to sound like a fishbowl, is basically what it is. So you use the rainbow one. I use the 4 open. And then you got these little things. I usually keep all these low. And so you don't want to sound like a fishbowl when it's like this. You drag it down into a certain position where you think it sounds good, not too deep, but you just kind of want it up here so your vocals sound full, but not like messed up, if that makes sense. And then we got the second EQ. This one I feel like compresses the vocals and makes it pop out. I always keep this EQ at this. So here are the stats. And then we got our Fruity Convoller. This adds as you can see, like a reverb and delay effect, kind of, right? But it adds like a delay with reverb. That's all it is, I believe. Use it for this example. I'm not going to use it for this song. Then we got a compressor. I keep this on the same, so you guys can just copy this. Sound goodizer. I use C, and this is my vocal. Now feeling like I'm on one. So when I first heard the beat, this is what I was thinking. Tripping off a perk, now I'm feeling like I'm on one. Tripping in my crib, she be acting like she on one. Used to get rich, now she acting like she wants some. I'm the fourth ball, but I'm feeling like LeVar son. What do you think about, how do you go about that? Well, I then just recorded the first verse. Tripping off a perk, now I'm feeling like I'm on one. And then I took the first vocal, and to create that effect, I kind of place it in a similar position on the line, except on the spot forward. So how that's going to sound is it's going to sound like this. Tripping off a perk, now I'm feeling like I'm on one. What I was saying there. So what I do is I cut that first trip, where it's like trip. I cut that first one, I take it, I paste it, I drag it over. Bam, son. You see that? Tripping off a perk, now I'm feeling like I'm on one. Yeah, that's how to mix by Young.